Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And here we go on Monday Night Football. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
Right off the rip, he's throwing deep! And what a way to get this one started, but his deep shot falls incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Nix from the gun. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he gets him around 6 there. Christian Harris on the stop. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the 2nd overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play. But a couple of interceptions, he's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Try getting it to Nico Collins. And now it's second down. Now we're on the draw with Mixon. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
He's running for it.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that first down.
Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. The Broncos and their running back about to get back to work. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. He's got a gain of 6 there. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's a handoff to Estime, and he'll get them enough for a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. From the 34. pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. That's complete to Engram along the sideline. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Collins got it left side. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Riley Moss with that tackle. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
So it'll be Tommy Townsend once again to punt this away. Oh, they are loving this one. It flies out of bounds, and it wasn't too far off the end zone. They're going to say it crossed at the 3. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now Nix. He's got the hook up to Engram. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Complete to Mims. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. To throw, here's Nix. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They'll throw again. Nix. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective. Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. We've got a screen to the running back. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Stroud throwing here on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Texans in possession. They're looking at second and pretty short. On the carry, here's Dameon Pierce. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him 3 on that gain. And the Texans are going to have a first down. Back now, pressure on its way. And he's got this complete to Dameon Pierce. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Riley Moss with that tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Stroud off the play fake. He puts some power on a deep one left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's caught for the first. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that brings up 4th and long. The Texans set to punt. Marvin Mims on the return. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The Broncos back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. Throwing on first down, Nix gets it to him on the screen. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Play action with Nix. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Finds Mims. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Nicks off the play action. Finds his running back, Andrick Estime. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Play made by E.J. Speed. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Toss now to the short side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Mims with the ground. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line.
Never eat shredded wheat. North, east, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. Out now come the Texans on offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
That is textbook RPO right there, Kate. Quarterback's decision-making comes quick off the snap. And that back, you know that he's already looking for those lanes before the ball's even in his belly. Before that defense can adjust to the run, he hits that 2nd level.
Stroud from the pistol. Pass caught by Mixon. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Brandon Jones up for the stop. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun now for Stroud. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. They send a receiver in motion right. Stroud now on 3rd. Hits him on the out route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Throw right side, hauled in by Collins. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Ooh, the hard count worked. Somebody jumped. I think this is going to give them the 1st.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Automatic 1st down.
So now, following the penalty, it's 1st and goal. Running it after the penalty. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. And it's the Texans with a 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Stroud. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down. To the air, Stroud. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get some late points and the lead. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Denver set to take the field on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Nix with it on 1st. He throws a bullet deep to the right. That's grabbed inside the 30. All the way, touchdown Denver! The Broncos earn the chance to tie before halftime. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos tie this game 7-7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Collins got it left side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 2. Complete out to the right side. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. He's on the move. He can run it.
That's just the case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Here's Stroud. Taken in by Kirk right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. Trying again following the sack. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Stroud now. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Broncos taking the field for the final time in this first half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Connects with his back, Jahlil McLaughlin. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Nix from the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. The rookie from Penn State makes the play. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with the receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Back to the air, Nix after the pick. Hitting Ingram on the slant. And he'll get it up to the 44. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
Let's go now.
Back to throw it. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. We've come to halftime. The Texans in unfriendly confines. But hey, they've got the lead. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Return starts at the 3. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. So as we get set to begin the 3rd quarter, it's the Texans offense who's going to be out there first. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. Now begin with a run by Mixon, and he's brought down for a loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a 1st down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Here we go, 2nd and very long. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. And the Broncos are in the nickel for this 3rd down. Throwing is Stroud. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Broncos get set to take over. Now a handoff for Estime. He's got room to roam here. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight, and there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Rolling left, buying some time. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
The best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be their football. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. 1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. On the ground again with Mixon. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. In on the tackle is Jonathan Cooper. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He's got it deep downfield. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take a 13-point lead. Spread the field and send him all deep, baby. All right, this might be a stupid question, Brock, but what makes that play call successful against an NFL secondary?
Yeah, because 4 verts is good against a college secondary, a high school secondary, a Pop Warner secondary, because it burdens and stresses that defense. And if you got people that can run and you got 4 choices to choose from, oftentimes you'll find one to hit on.
Point after, up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
To throw, here's Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the 3rd sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation. Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback hit.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Here's Nix. Complete to Mims. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
How many times, Kate, do we see those routes, those horizontal east-to-west routes, just get that 1st down on these critical 3rd down situations? It takes tremendous eyes, tremendous speed, and a tremendous want-to by the defense to stop that short.
Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they're going to take over possession. 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down.
They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal. From the red zone now. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans make it a 3-possession game. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here comes the Bronco offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Here's Estime up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 7 yards there. That brings up second down. Now Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Broncos will have a first down.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Nix with it on first. Mims with the grab. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. 2nd and 3 now. They'll throw again. Nix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Nix looking to throw. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And they make this stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. From the 37. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. Only one quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's Broncos football as we enter the fourth of what's been a largely one-sided game. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Play action with Nix. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Pierce up the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. Going right side, Mixon with it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that 1st down. Well done.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
If there's ever a play we can call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Nico Collins, the intended target. So they're left facing 3rd and long. On play action, here's Stroud. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team on the field. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Takes it in at the 26. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be their football coming up. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. That's complete to Vele. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. New set of downs for him from the 46. Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there.
Encroachment, defense.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still first down.
Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5. Nick Snad, a throw. Dump off caught by his back. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Finds Mims. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 31. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
That finds Vele, complete. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Motioning him from the slot right. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They give it to him again. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make third down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Another carry for him. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out. 4 yards the pickup that time, partner. They're set up closer. 4th and goal upcoming.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Offense going for it here. 4th and 5. Nix from the gun. Chased out to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Broncos get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos get it back to a 14-point game. Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick. And the Texans secure that kick, no problem. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Stroud from the pistol. He sends this one to the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Broncos bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Caught by Collins on the slant. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Pierce. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll go right back to Pierce. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? A give to Mixon up the middle. And they make the tackle at the 28-yard line. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Everly's kick is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
We got ourselves a 3-score game now after that make. It's got to feel like it's going to just about do it with any hopes of a comeback still smoldering. I think these kickers enjoy those opportunities, Kate, to be the one to kick this lead out of range.
Kickoff taken at the 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. Trying to set this up quick. To throw, here's Nix. Brought in by Bailey. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Throwing here, Nix. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And forget the turnover, Brock. They take it back for a late touchdown. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans make it a 24-point ball game. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back to the air, Nix after the pick. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Into traffic, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now the Broncos take their third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Trying again following the sack. Mims with the grab. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. One final shot here. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Texans come away with the road win. And this was the type of response you always hope to see after a loss, Brock. Get right back out there and find a way to win the following week. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Denver.